Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Imperator Rome as we are playing as the Roman Republic. So last episode I asked whether you thought we should go straight to war with Carthage essentially as soon as we're able to once we have this claim here, which we have multiple claims, but we're going to use this one. So declare war as soon as we get that, start moving our troops across here and get that war started with the Carthaginians, or if we should take a episode and just sit at peace and burn off this aggressive expansion and try and increase our stability, because both of these are a major issue. AE is very high, stability is very, very low. Unfortunately, I didn't get any replies about that, probably because it was at the end of the video that I asked, and I know a lot of people don't make it that far. So we're just going to go with the period of peace, guys, because things are pretty bad here. And then it will also let me go over the patch notes in the beginning of this episode, because we are now playing on the latest patch, which released I think on Tuesday, and that was the 2.0.2 patch, and brought a lot of changes. So the first thing it did is reduced fort maintenance down by a bit, which is great because fort maintenance was way too high, I feel. Forts were ridiculously expensive. So that's obviously a big improvement for us. That's going to help us out a lot because I've got way more forts than we need. In addition, the foundries, which we looked at last episode, they have been changed. They no longer grant any local starting experience, and the population output modifier has been replaced by 25% tax and research point modifiers. So I don't know if it's better or worse, honestly. That local start experience was great. It was massive. It was definitely overpowered though, and it only helps with the levies for the most part. So I can see why they removed that. The population output modifier, which I think was 10%, obviously that applied to all of the population in the province. So that was pretty good. But now you're getting a 25% to tax and research points modifier. So that means it's actually better for the tax and the research, but worse for anything else. I would think the main thing that would affect would be manpower, I guess. I think they were trying to make sure you didn't get too much manpower from it. They drastically reduced all the modifiers to build cost across the game. So it was to the point where if you did certain things, you could make buildings like super cheap. And considering the fact that buildings, they result in you earning more money as well as other things as well, research and manpower and stuff, happiness. So they kind of just played into it. You just keep getting these build cost reductions, and then you get more and more money, and then it just gets out of control. And they noticed that people were getting too high of a build cost reduction, so they kind of went across the entire game and reduced a lot of those modifiers, some as much as 50% reductions. A few adjustments to stability, a lot of changes to mercenaries, guys. I'm not going to go over every little thing because it'd take too long, it'd be like 15 minutes. Light infantry have been made better, so that's interesting. Archers now have 2 maneuver, which means they can actually attack from further away, and thus they could be used as flank units if you wanted to. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But they do take more morale damage, so they're not quite as good in a fight in a way. The levy situation I talked about before, they did a few things to try and fix that, where you can easily get military experience from them. You get 25% less military experience from levies. They will start contributing to war exhaustion after being raised for 6 months, and they now have to be raised for 8 months in order to even gain you any military experience. So the way we were doing it before, where we were able to essentially disband them before you even got any war exhaustion for raising them, is no longer possible. If you want to use that tactic, you're going to get war exhaustion from it. The cohort starting experience gain, which again was getting out of control, and it was part of that exploit where you could have units raising up with 80% experience, and then you disband them a few months later and get all that military experience. So that they've reduced a lot of those sources of starting experience to try and help deal with that. Military experience gained from war exhaustion has been reduced by 50% as well, which I would say that you were getting a ridiculous amount of that military experience when you had the higher war exhaustion, which was nice since war exhaustion is largely a negative thing. There's also been quite a few UI changes to make it easier to play the game, make a few things clear or clearer. So with the offices here, I always hated that, because not all the governments have the same offices here. The Romans have unique offices. So like when you don't play as Rome much, I mean, this is the first time I've played as Rome in a long time, you might not know what their offices do. And if there's no character there, you don't know. You had to appoint somebody to figure out what the office do or did. So they made it that you can now see what the office does even when there's nobody in office, which is nice. And when you're changing them up, we can now sort them based on these different statistics up here. Another nice change is that here in this technology view, you can hold on the left click, the left mouse click to move around here, where before you had to use the middle mouse click. I actually had to buy a whole new mouse because of this for this series, because my middle mouse button wasn't working. It has been working for a while, but I don't really ever use it. You could use it to scroll. It scrolled fine. It was just the click that didn't work. And so I couldn't navigate these very well. And so I had to buy a mouse just so we could do this series. But now you could do it with the left mouse button. Now I don't know why they had it using the middle mouse button in the first place. I thought that was silly. But yeah, that's another change. And we'll probably see some more changes that we go. Obviously, I'm not going to go over the entire patch notes because that would take some time to do. Because it's actually a fairly large patch for, more of a, I don't want to call it a hot fix, but certainly a minor patch. And yeah, they did a lot of changes. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, we're going to have an episode apiece here, but what we're going to do with this unit here is we're going to go ahead and let them build a few roads. So I've split off 2,500, just enough to do the roads. And then we're just going to go to the cities here, just try and get like roads going this way and then roads going down this way, and maybe down the coast as well. Yeah, something like that. And just kind of improve the area here. And it's going to also result in us being able to convert the pops over here a little bit quicker. Assimilate them, I should say. And got a few issues there, but that's okay. But yeah, a lot of changes in the patches in this patch here. The last patch had a few changes, but it wasn't as expansive, nowhere near as expansive as this one is. We did get a new trade route in our capital. Okay, so let's go ahead and looks like they changed all this up as well. Oh yes, I saw that. Yeah, I saw the on Twitter they had posted about them changing this. All right. Well, that's nice. This is way better. Yeah, this is a lot better. This shows you how many potential routes you have to choose from, like how many are actually available. Before, if you guys recall, it only lit up to tell you that there were routes, but that didn't mean that anybody would actually trade with you. So you'd have to click on it and then you'd find out, oh, they don't actually want to trade with me. Here, you can see that there are routes available for the elephants, but nobody actually wants to trade with us. So that's really helpful. This is fantastic. It's gonna make things so much easier. You don't have to flip back and forth between these two different, trade systems. Which, again, this one was better for some things, while the other one was better for some things. And essentially, you never had a good, had all the information available to you, no matter which one of those two systems you're using. So yeah, really, really like this, guys. So we're gonna just take a look. Also, this is kind of overlapping here. That's strange. So yeah, if we're going to take a look and see what we might want to get here. So we still haven't got the spices yet. So we can go and take a look and see if there's any routes for that. I'm going to be all thrown off where everything is. There is a spice route. Let me just see if there's anything else that we might want to trade for that we don't have. Yeah, I think trading for the spices is our best option here. So, that's trading with Carthage. So we'll be able to have it for long. Yeah, we'll end up losing it. That's a shame. We could just go for the dyes because we don't have that yet. We would have to cancel the spice route though. I think that's what we're gonna do, guys. Yeah, let's just go for the dyes though. There's only one available here. Yeah, I guess that's not an option either. We'd have to cancel. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So let's go ahead and cancel the spice route first. We're not really earning much money from that one anyways. So we're gonna go to cancel that, and then we're gonna want to also cancel one of our, we need to go into trade here. Also cancel one of our routes that are sending dyes off. Let's go to exports here, and I guess we can do this one. Let me just see what other options we have available here. I know we have, let's actually sort this by trade good. Put us right here at the top because the dyes is alphabetically the first one. So you know what, let's go ahead and trade, or excuse me, let's go ahead and stop these two, or stop this one. We already have one route. So this will allow us to get two. Of course, both of these are gonna be domestic routes. That'll improve our happiness of the nobles across our empire. All right, excellent. So yeah, these guys are getting these roads built here. We'll have them move back to the capital of North Africa, here Carthage, as soon as they're done with that, and then move, let's see how we want to do this. Probably from here down to here, and then this way, all along the coast here. So we want to take them off road building, get them moving back to the capital. And then after we finish up the roads here, we might have them move up to North Italy so that we can have them build more roads. Looks like we don't have those furs anymore. That's a shame. I got some salt been wanted from them, so we'll trade that off. And let's see if we can find some more furs. Yes, there are a few fur routes. So let's go ahead and trade for that. Make sure we're not losing that experience too quickly. I think these guys are pretty high on the experience here. We're looking at 77% here. Big storms come through here. All right, let's go ahead and get these guys starting with the roads again. And we're gonna have them go over there. And then from there, over to here and down the coast. Eventually connecting with our cities on the coast once we've got control of all of those, which should be after this next conflict. Man, stability is just an absolutely horrible place, man. So what are these guys wanting? They're wanting some furs. Or they want our furs, okay. And somebody else wants our wine. All right, so we're gonna trade with Thrace, even though Thrace is just about done for. I can go ahead and show you guys what's going on over there. It is not in a good position. You know what, we're gonna decline that because I don't know where that's. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna end up messing something up. So Thrace has lost a lot of land to Macedon, and Macedon is back. I think that this is the Antigonids. I think what happened here is they have become Macedon. Just assuming, oh well, he still has the same dynasty here. Yeah, I guess they just decided to become Macedon. I thought that was because they had lost the dynasty. They weren't in power any longer, but that is not the case. Surprised with that. Alright, I was kind of worried that extra one would take from us here, but that wasn't even in that location, I think. And look at this, man. We're still having trouble with the fur. That's unfortunate. Well, let's go ahead and see if we can find another fur route. And there's not, which means we're going to actually have to cancel one of our own fur routes so that we can trade for it. Yeah, that's a bummer. Okay, well, let's go ahead and find a fur route here and cancel the one that's earning us the least amount of money. And that'll allow us to trade for it here in the capital. All right, excellent. Make sure we keep that bonus. Shoring up defenses. So the denizens of the territory of Solentum, I think that's Solentum, something like that, have been feuding with their neighbors. As a result, impressive fortified walls being erected, quite outdoing the efforts of the rival. As they say, conflict drives innovation. So we can say let them continue, and they'll get a fortress there. And I highly doubt we want that any location here. So we're probably going to tell them something else. We can say round up the workers and we go on the attack. And the governor here is going to lose a bit of loyalty, which would put him down to 46. That's not good. We do get 1,500 manpower. That's not needed because we're already sitting at the max. We can instead say divert the resources into something more useful, and then we'll get a training camp there. And I think that's what we're going to do. You lose less loyalty as well. And speaking of Macedon, they actually want to trade with us. They want some salt. We'll trade with them. And we now have that claim. Excellent. But again, though, we're going to spend a little bit of time to burn off this aggressive expansion because it's pretty bad. It's very, very high. And it's affecting that stability quite a bit, which, again, is extraordinarily low. That's going to cause us a lot of issues. So more salt being traded for here, or asked to be traded for. We're going to trade with these guys. Looks like we have multiple salts to trade for. Excellent. So who's these unhappy characters here? Alright, this is just Tiberius. He's not anybody important, it seems. And then, of course, we have Sextus, a deployed tribune. And that's not good because he's our main commander, and his loyalty's getting lower. It's probably because we have him training with these guys. That's one of the negatives. What we might want to do is put Marcus in power, and then we can just, in charge, I should say. And then we could just change it back over to him, over to Sextus, just kind of spread out who's getting the loyalty of these units. Because they do have a higher chance of gaining loyalty to their commander when they are training. So yeah, let's go and just change him up for now. We'll put the other guy back in power once we're ready to go to war. Let's go and move these guys over to a port here and get the ships. I don't know where those are even at. I think they're hunting pirates right now. It seems they've been effective in that because they now have a lot more ships. So let's go ahead and take them off that objective. And although I think, yeah, they were going over to attack these guys. We can see if they can catch them. I don't think they will. Maybe. Yeah, we'll try and catch them. Yeah, because I think they fought them. Or they just raided us. Yeah, we're not going to catch them. All right, let's just bring them back. We don't need all these ships just to transport these guys, but it's all right. we're going to bring him back, get him moving over to northern Italy. We'll build a few roads up here just in case we get attacked. This is costing a little bit of money here, but we do have some surplus. There's also a few new buildings here that we can get. We have a lot more. I wonder if they changed that. And you also notice they changed all this up too. That's interesting. Huh. I think this is the, yeah, that's interesting. Shows you the happiness here. And I don't know if this is also showing us, yeah, I think this is just the happiness. All right, well, that's kind of cool. Since, you know, before you had to flip over to here to look at it when you're doing buildings. Yeah, that's a nice addition. I like it. So what I want to build here is the theater. We don't have enough money though, so we're gonna wait. I think it'd be good to get that in the capital. And yes, the pirates continue to hit us. And is our ships there? They are. All right, so let's go ahead and get these guys embarking, and then go ahead and take them to. I think we'll take them here, then have them build up along this side first, and then we can build up along this side here. Yeah, just focus on road building for a little while, guys. And then we'll put these guys back on the pirate hunting. We do have a bit of political influence. I think we should probably go ahead and get some bonuses to our stability increase, because man, it is bad. And this is not going to get us out of the negative here either. As you can see, we're still negative 0.12. Yeah, those pirates are hitting us hard here. So we need to get those ships back on pirate hunting. But really, that's just a short-term solution. What you have to do is you have to get rid of the pirate camps. So we just seen this event here. It looks like it happened again. And I guess we'll just get the training camp there. And again, this is going to decrease his loyalty. So that's overall that event is negative. It's kind of a bummer. He keeps firing for us. This is a revolt, so we're going to decline the offer because they're not going to be around for very long. All right, so let's go put these back on road building and have them go all the way to here. Could have them come up along here, but I think we'll just go to right there for now. Yeah, I think that's good enough. And then we're going to come over here and focus on getting the roads up along the coast that way. We're going to have an election soon. Let's go and take a look at who's the leading candidate. It says one of our researchers is. But let's just see exactly who he is and what he's good at. All right, he's pretty shoddy at Marshal, unfortunately. The co-consul is pretty bad as well. All right, and there's really nothing we can do here. He's not a very popular character. I'm not entirely sure what's getting him elected. We could kind of take a peek here and see exactly what it is that's affecting that. Because really, it doesn't seem. He doesn't really seem suited for the job, honestly. So that's a bummer, because we actually have a consul and a co-consul, both of which have some decent skills to bring in somebody who's so cruddy and doesn't even cover for the weaknesses of his fellow consul. Yeah, we're just gonna. Yeah, that's a bummer. We're just gonna have very low values for both of those, particularly that Marshal. So we're gonna tell these guys no. Somebody else can trade for that wine. All right, let's go and put these guys back on the pirate hunting. And destroy pirates. All right, so they'll continue building us roads here. We did get a religious advance. Okay, I was trying to click on this here. And yeah, we'll trade with these guys. But yeah, let's go and get an innovation going. So do we want to get a religious one? Let me just see what we've got available here. I think we've been kind of skipping over the religious ones. We have 2 routes to go down here, but you know what, guys? I think we're going to go ahead and get the accepted rights. That obviously would help for the unintegrated culture group happiness. We have a lot of pops that are not integrated. 3% would help a little bit, but the main reason why we're going for this is so we can get the open religion invention, which would unlock the Great Temple City building. So that one's really good. So that's what we're going to go ahead and start working on. So we'll grab this one first, and that'll increase the happiness in many areas because we do have a lot of unintegrated pops. So the election is over, and that researcher did win, and he's decent in some areas, while really cruddy in others. Now we can go ahead and take a look at all his other stats, and man, that election is just crippling our stability, man. We do need to get another researcher here as well. See if we got anybody good. We got a level 8 guy here. That's about as good as it gets. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new consul's stats. So he's crafty, he's dumb, he's zealous, which seems pretty clear here. He's zealous, and that's going to increase the happiness in the capital province. But overall, unintegrated culture happiness group happiness is going to be reduced. He's self-controlled. So that's obviously a negative as well for the governor area. His health is being decreased due to an infection, and he's a lunatic. Seems like we got a lot of lunatics in Rome, and not only that, but they're all being elected consul. That's interesting. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense why we're electing so many of them. Nah, we'll go with these guys. Alright, so the head of the Fabii family has died of a heart attack at the age of 69. He didn't hold any positions though, so we don't have to change anything up there. Alright, so these guys got a long way to go here, but we now have enough money, despite the road building, to go ahead and get ourselves the Grand Theater here in the capital. So let's go and do that. Alright, let's see what we've got over here. We'll go with these guys. And a big part of where our money is going is that while we're not paying for the forts, we are paying for both the army and the fleet. And we have to pay for the army in order to keep these guys training up here. They're getting up to almost mass experience for several of these units, though, as you can see. So we have an omen we can call. We definitely need to make use of that, man. We're going to go and accept that offer. And with this omen, there's really only one choice here. We've got to get that aggressive expansion change, because aggressive expansion is the issue we're dealing with right now. That is very, very high right now. Let's go ahead and trade with these guys. We'll accept that. All right. You know what? We're going to put this on speed 5. We can make some more progress here. With this event here, you know, we've seen this before. It's going to get us a little bit of gold. Some other bonuses as well. And the pirates have hit us here, and unfortunately, our fleet is too far away to deal with it. I wonder where we got all those extra buildings, because when we ended the last episode, we had 18 slots. And we had 17 buildings, so we had 1 slot open. But then I came back in here, and now we have 20 slots. That's interesting. Seeking a patron. So we can say consider it done, and we're going to get a bit of popularity from this. And he's going to gain prominence, and he's going to have his finesse increased from 0 to 1. Or we can say, alas, we seem to be somewhat busy washing our hair. He will lose loyalty, and we will be the one to gain some finesse. Well, it would be good to get the loyalty up of one of our office holders, of course. But man, his finesse is so bad. I think it would be helpful to get that. We're going to do this one, guys. And he's got loyalty to spare. So yeah, we'll do that. Because we do have such a cruddy consul in certain areas. So this character here died. It doesn't seem like he held any offices. Don't really need to make any adjustments there. An influential family. So we've seen this event as well. If we do this and we cannot act against them, we do get that provincial loyalty and the change of governor policy cost reduction. Yeah, I think we will do that. Now, we cannot even change offices right now because our stability is so low, guys. It's that bad. Did we finish integrating that culture? We did. Looks like they have been integrated now, so they have, as you see, much higher happiness than even the Romans now. The Romans are not happy about the number of integrated cultures. Now, the rights granted here, we get this until 530, so that's the reason why it's slightly higher than the Roman one. They'll be using the same happiness as the Romans, though, after this is gone, unless, of course, we give them any other additional decisions. These are the decisions we have for a culture that is integrated but not our primary culture. You see that they are different. So we got like create an honor guard here if we wanted to. Let's see what the bonuses are there. And we got more pirates. Yeah, we really can't do anything right now. We've got to get this stability fixed. And it's actually going up now since we're no longer integrating the Punic culture. Just had like a really loud jet go overhead. You know, I brought up the sounds in a previous episode. Like I had a lot of cars driving by before, and everybody's like, "Oh, you know, I don't even really hear them." That's because I do cut out the loudest sounds, guys. And some people might not notice that, but when it's really loud, like whether it's a jet or ambulance going by, or just a loud car or a motorcycle or whatever, I typically cut it out. So that's the reason why you don't hear the really loud ones. So we got this one here, which we've seen many times. We're able to choose between taxes or stability, and I think it's very clear what we need here. The stability is in a very bad place. These guys are done with the roads. Let's go and stop the road building, and then let's go ahead and figure out where we want them to go next. It looks like we did not get a road. Yeah, because we didn't have that before. So we need to get the roads going up all along here. So that'll be our next project there. And yeah, still got a lot of aggressive expansion to burn off here, guys. Quite a bit. And the stability is obviously still in a very low place as well. If we get the political influence, we might go ahead and try and boost it again. Just try and get out of this hole a little bit quicker. So we're no longer getting stone here. That's not the capital, though. I do need to kind of dip around and take a look. And I guess we can do that since we're not doing anything right now. Just kind of take a look at where we need some trade routes. And these guys need two. I think this was one of the locations where a bunch of trade routes were canceled. Let me just take a look at our current happiness here. Citizens aren't happy. So we go and trade for earthenware or spices. Yeah, I guess we'll do the earthenware here. Let's kind of boost this up a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. That'll boost them. Let's go and dip over here and see what we can get. So in this situation, yeah, probably the nobles here if we can get anything. Yeah, some cloth perhaps. Get these trade routes going. And this guy was the head of a family, but I don't think he had any positions. Oh, actually he did. Yeah, he was a leader in the Legion. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at our Legion leaders here. You know what, guys? I want to appoint somebody else here. And we do have a level 10 guy. So, you know, let's go ahead and put him in place. Yeah, I think he'd be a good choice there. And I think that was these guys here. I think that was the same guy that was there. It must have been a fleet. Yeah, it's a fleet. Okay, so I just read that wrong. So let's go ahead and get the military road building up through the coastal provinces. And I have to decide which route we're going to go across here. We'll take a look at those two locations once he gets over there. So it was actually this fleet here that doesn't have a commander. And this fleet, of course, is just about trying to get the character bonuses, the family bonuses. So we'll probably want to do the Fabii family. Yeah, I think that make the most sense. So we can get that bonus with them. And there we go. Alright, so they'll be grateful now. And thus we'll be getting those extra bonuses. The reduction in monthly wage, the increased statesmanship, and also changes up their party convictions a bit. The augur died, so we're going to have to replace him. See who we want to put in power here. Looks like we have the Claudii family that needs a position. So instead of putting this guy who's clearly the best, we'll put a member of the Claudii family. The Claudius family, I should say. Trade wins. So we can choose a 30% local tax bonus or population growth increase and migration attraction. Let's get the taxes in that particular location. We got more buildings to get here in Rome, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to get another academy, guys, because we only have one here in Rome. So we'll get an academy, and then with the other building that we can get, I think we're going to do a court of law here. So what we're really trying to do is get less freemen, since they're really unhappy, first of all, and I think that's because they're probably different cultures. But secondly, because we don't really need manpower from this area. So we want to put these into citizens and nobles instead. So we're going to get the court of law as well. And of course that does make them happier, and it's not really needed because they're already incredibly happy. But it does give those other benefits as well. Yeah, we're really sticking on those. Trying to, again, kind of focus on research here in the capital. These are our research centers of our empire. Let's take a look, see how these guys are doing. It seems that we do have 100% experience for many of these units, but not all of them. So we're going to keep on training them, I suppose, even if that is costing us a bit. We now have another route here we can get. All right, well, let's go and see what we might want to work on next. What we don't have, of course. Incense is one that we've had trouble finding any sources for. That's probably not something we're going to be able to trade for. And I think that's everything that we have here that we want to get. So did we have the furs? Yep. The spices, we never got that. So I think we'll work on the spices again, because there are two trade routes here. Now this one is the Carthaginians, but we can do this one here for now, and then maybe we'll have another one available a little bit later once we get another route here. Okay. So how are these guys doing? They're done. Let's go and take a look at the two locations here. That's what I thought. I was thinking that was a a city. So because that's a city, we'll have to go up along here instead of this way. That works out fine. And then we want to go all the way over to here so that we can get to that location if we have to. So let's go here. And then over to there and there. All right, fantastic. So yeah, look at those roads done, and then I think we're done with the roads for now. We'll likely send these guys back to North Africa. Now we could get some roads going over to these two cities here. That'd be an option if we wanted to bring them over to Sicily. Also, we don't have any roads here at all, and there'd certainly be a benefit of getting the roads going up this way. We might just wait to do that at a different time. So somebody's civil war ended. Our aggressive expansion is much, much lower, guys. Stability is still obviously not quite where we want that. Those ships are having trouble engaging those pirates. But we've been engaging them. You can see that our fleet size continues to grow. It's getting larger and larger, and costing us more and more money too. Might have to disband some of those. So let me see who we want to trade with here. Yeah, we'll trade with these guys. All right, so we also almost have enough military experience. We'll be able to get something, a tradition there. And apparently the consul was, oh yes, that's right, we saw that. He was sick, he had an infection. Well, that's no longer the case. And a lot of people going through civil wars right now. These guys are done. Let's go ahead and take them off the road building, bring them over to the port here, and then get the fleet picking them up. Although I'm not sure where they're over here. So let's go ahead and take them off their objective. That would have happened anyways. But... And you know what? We're going to bring them over here, as I assume these guys would be able to get there before the fleet does. And I never did take a look at the Bony agenda, but they want the stability of Rome as their goal here. Probably because the stability is so low. So we can pay 91 political influence, which we don't really have. But if this makes a big impact, we might want to do it. Yeah, I mean, that is... Is that just the cost but more expensive? No, that's the exact cost. That's right, they did change that up so that it's now more expensive based on how many times you've done it. So it's a lot more expensive. Wow. Okay. So I was wanting to do that anyway, but we couldn't do it because we didn't have the political influence. This will let us do it regardless, and we get some approval from the Bony faction, which I don't know how approval is looking with all these parties. I mean, they seem to all really like us. Our support in the Senate is incredibly high right now. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we'll go with this, guys. We don't really need the approval, but you know, that puts us in the negative here. But man, we sure need to get that stability up. It's in such a bad position. So yeah, these guys actually got further than I was expecting them to get. Let's go all the way down here then. All right, they might even be able to get all the way down to this port before the fleet gets here. Yeah, the pirates are crazy right now, guys. Yeah, let's go over here, and that's where they'll meet them. And they should meet right around the same time. Yep. Granaries raided, another event we've seen before. We can get some loyalty with the governor of Africa. He's already pretty darn loyal. But yeah, we're going to spend the money for that. Yeah, let's go and do that. And it's going to get these guys embarked onto the fleet. And then move them. We still got a lot of stability to increase, a lot of aggressive expansion to get. So I think we're going to stay at peace a bit longer and continue constructing roads. So what I want to do here is actually have the roads go... Where's the next port? Is right here. Go ahead and have the roads go up along the coast here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And I don't know if we'll do the roads here in Sardinia. Probably not. We'll just finish up the roads in Sicily. Alright, so let's get them doing the road building all the way over to here. And these guys can go back on the pirate hunting. Because they've clearly been having success with 109 ships here. I think when we first put them on it, they had like 85 or something like that. And they've definitely increased their numbers quite a bit. The Council of Portus Veneris have sent an envoy proclaiming that the harvest trade and taxation have all produced a huge surplus this year. In a splendid show of national spirit, they have decided to offer the additional income to the state. Perhaps we could let them spend the money for their own uses, however. Okay, so if we did that, then he would actually lose loyalty, and we'd get the 20 gold. We can say give it to the merchants, in which case they'll go to marketplace. We can say hold some local games with the funds. He'll gain some popularity, and we'll get those bonuses in the province, so in the state. Okay. Or we say ask the residents what they want, and then they could just build something. I mean, all those are better buildings than getting the marketplace, so that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we'll do that one. Just get some building constructed there. We can continue looking for trade routes here. We got one that we can get here, although, you know what? If we have any available here, we do. We should focus on getting the trade routes here, because, yeah, loyalty is not quite where I'd like to see it at. But let's look at the capital here. All right, yeah, let's probably work on something for the nobles. Yeah, there's a lot of them there. Though I don't think these guys will be able to promote to noble. Yeah, I think they'll be stuck demoting. So maybe we'd want to do the citizens instead. I think it'd make more sense to do the citizens. So yeah, let's go and do this precious metals here from Macedon. Yeah, we'll just continue looking. Yeah, we got a lot of trade routes here that we can do. So let's go and get one here. And what do we want to get? Let's look at the key city here. Pretty much anything would help, honestly. We'll do another one for the citizens. Yeah, I really like that they have the trade routes there. Well, I'm not going to want to do that one. It looks like we have to trade with Carthage. Yeah, I really didn't want to trade with Carthage. Alright, maybe we could do the nobles instead. And it's got to be a foreign trade route. It's like Carthage is the only people we have to trade with. Alright, yeah, I don't really want to trade with them. We could do one for the freemen instead. Again, though, all I'm seeing is Carthage or local routes. Here we go. There's not a lot of routes out there to get. So, again, we can get some stability, or we can get a ton of money. That's a lot of money, and higher approval, though, again, I don't know why I always go down there to look at the government. Again, though, the approval's pretty high right now. But yeah, the money would be nice, I suppose. Let us get some more stuff. But, you know, let's get the stability, because that's a large thing that we're kind of waiting on right now. Now, as far as, like, how much money was being offered, I think that was probably better than the actual stability, but, yeah, it's fine. Let's go ahead and get... I guess we're going to do the Grand Theater here. Kind of expensive. Yeah, we'll get a Grand Theater there. We need to build more Grand Theaters in these big major cities here, but I think they all don't have open slots. This one does, but they already have a theater there. The Grace of the Gods. So I think we've seen this event before. If not, you could read it. It's a long one. We can serve the gods, and so this is okay. So this is a console co-console challenge here. So yeah, if we did this one here, then that would obviously irritate Sextus. We could do this one instead, and we'll gain some loyalty with him, try and placate him. This is one I think we typically have done, gain some political influence. Or we can say anyone can be persuaded for the right price, which is available because we're crafty and corrupt. I mean, let's spend a bit of our console's money in order to do that. Yeah, I think this is one we're going to do, guys. Because every time we've done this, it hasn't typically worked as well. Trying to placate them. So with that, we can now say the pies hold far more power than some think, in which case we would lose loyalty from Sextus. Did I click the wrong thing? Because yeah, we got loyalty. I didn't see that one option given loyalty, but yeah, it's up to 83 now. I either clicked the wrong thing or I just missed the loyalty increase. So we can see this one here, in which case Sextus would lose some loyalty, which again, he's pretty loyal now. We can, and then we'll gain tyranny and lose stability, which I really don't want. Or we can do this one here, we're gonna lose a little bit of money, and that's what we're gonna do. So the co-console is very, very loyal now. So it looks like it's going to pass now, and in this case we're going to get approval that we don't need from the Boney family. We're going to get more popularity, which is helpful, and increased omen power. Excellent. So that's going to allow us to tick this aggressive expansion down faster, though I'm not really seeing that at all up here. We can get a military tradition, that's nice, and looks like we need a new position here for censor, because a prominent lawmaker was assassinated. On the 8th of March, 525, the high-ranking Roman censor Titus was brutally murdered in his home after an important senatorial debate. Titus had been a fierce advocate for the rights of foreign minorities in Rome, going so far as to propose the formal extension of citizenship to all free men within Roman borders. This rhetoric angered many conservative senators who were desperate to conserve the ancient status quo. With no clear successor to the ideology of Titus, his movement, widely popular among the lower classes, has ground to a halt. With growing unrest amongst far-flung provinces, the Senate is expected to make a statement. So we say make a proclamation denouncing the Decian ideology, in which case every province without Roman as dominant culture is going to receive the following effects: a decrease of loyalty, a decrease of happiness, and the Decii family is going to gain prestige. Or we say ensure that the Decian bill is passed, in which case this may plunge our nation into civil war, and unintegrated cultural group happiness will be plus 3%. Yeah, I think we're going to go with this one here, guys. Obviously, some massive problems there, but yeah, it is what it is. And because so many countries, I think, just went disloyal because of that, yeah, I think they just went disloyal. And so therefore, yeah, we're not able to trade with them anymore, and thus we have like a bunch of open trade routes here in the capital now. All right, so that's a real shame. I think either one was going to be negative, and I didn't know when it said civil war, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen there, guys. So that's the reason why we went with that route. So I don't know that the morale of armies is as useful as a heavy infantry defense here, guys. So I think that's what we're going to go with. And this would increase heavy infantry morale by plus 10%, which is the majority of our legion. Yeah, let's go and go with this one, guys. I think that's the better route for us. And let me just see here how these guys are doing on the training. They're actually at 100%, so there's really no reason to keep them training any longer. And we are done building that road there. But still not really in a position to go to war just yet because we're still having issues. So let's go ahead and stop them from drilling. And then we're going to go ahead and stop paying the army here, guys. Just earn a little bit more money. But we will continue to build the roads. And just seeing how we want to do this. I suppose we can have it go across here and then down to there to connect with that road. And then we'll be done with the roads in Sicily at that point. We need to replace the censor. So see who we got available. Now we do have a scorned family here. And yeah, you can see what the thing does now. We don't have anybody here. You see our party approval. That's what it affects. So I think we're going to go with... I mean, we could go with somebody with the Decii family. He'd be pretty cruddy. It's a level 3 guy. But party approval is incredibly high. So if we're going to put him in place anywhere, then this would be the place to do it. Now, there might be better options elsewhere, though. So maybe we want to take a look at that first before we do it. Just see if there's anybody from the Decii family that would, just better do these roles here. Although we should probably take a look, see who we've got. Yeah, the Fabii family, of course, is grateful. If we took any other positions here, yeah. So you know what, guys? Let's just put anybody in place here. Doesn't really matter. Again, party approval is very high. So with the capital issue here, yeah, I don't know that we'll be able to get the routes that we want. We can take a look. I mean, there's a lot of olive routes to be had. We can trade with anybody here, huh? Yeah, we'll go and do that with them then. We'll see what else we lost. All right, so there's 3 missing slots here. So I want to say spices is one of the ones we lost. And then perhaps the dyes. Yeah, looks like the dyes was the other one that we lost. All right, so we can trade. Again, yeah, I can't trade with these guys here. We can just trade with Carthage temporarily. We'll take a look and see what other options we have. Yeah, we could just trade for the spices temporarily too. I guess that's what we're gonna do, guys. Just trade with Carthage for right now, just to get that benefit there, the national citizen output, and then we'll go ahead and trade with them for the dyes too, just until we get all of our provinces loyal again. And that's actually ticking down, so it's getting worse. So we might want to go ahead and take a look at those provinces, see if we can't improve the situation there. And yeah, that's our dyes that they're trading for. Ones that we did have going to the capital. So let's go ahead and figure out what we might want to do here about the loyalty problem. What I almost want to go and do, yeah, is change up the governor policies. Again, we don't have much political influence, so that's been a continued issue here. I think we're going to have to probably change them up to harsh treatment here. Obviously, that's got a lot of negatives to it, but it should help with the provincial loyalty issue. But we can only change it I think only in that location. I could try and change it somewhere else. Let me just take a look and see if it'll let me. Yeah, it looks like we can go ahead and do it one more time. But now we are out of political influence. So yeah, we switched over to that just to try and get out of the negative here. It worked in one location, but did not work in this one. I think the reason why it worked there is because we had that building. You know, we have that theater there, so that kind of helps, which we do not have here. All right, well, we could go ahead and like get rid of a marketplace or something like that to try and get it built, but we don't have any money right now. Lofty notions. So you haven't seen this event many times here, and they're wanting to make this guy here. I want to give him a job, which I don't think he's better. No, he's not better, despite having the level 9. He's slightly worse. And then of course there's the question. Then of course there's the question of how good is his statesmanship, because this guy's statesmanship is pretty high. We could instead make him content, and that would make him more loyal. He's already got very, very high loyalty. I guess that's another reason to keep him as well. I think that's one we're going to want to do, guys. Yeah, let's do that. Get him more loyal. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this was this character here. Alright, so that guy was actually better than this character here. I was looking at the wrong position. And I was reading this one here. It was actually this position here. Alright. So, yeah, we probably could have changed him up and get more national tax. So we did have another election. Alright, so just take a look at the new consul. And he's pretty cruddy. Much worse than the last one, unfortunately, though he does have higher marshal, so I guess there's that. He's intelligent. That's more research points. Higher loyalty of governor, so that's helpful. More yeah, if he's a commander, so he'll have higher discipline for that levy, the capital levy. He's foolish, he's selfish, reducing our tax income, and abrasive. Okay. Go and take a look at everything we need to maybe make some changes here with the offices, because yeah, we did just have a new election. So we have these two wanting to trade here. I'm gonna tell them both no. Alright, so yeah, Carthage is the only province that we're currently improving the situation in. I can go and take a look at these other ones. I know that we have them set. Yeah, I don't really want to change that. And we don't really have any money to get the grand theaters there, which would be helpful. So that's really not an option at this moment until we get a bit more money, since the grand theaters are pretty expensive. We're gonna have to wait. But let's go and get the position of augur filled. And probably want to do the Claudii family. And of course, they're the only ones that don't have anybody good for this position. We could go ahead and make adjustments to all of our positions if we wanted to. And maybe we will. We haven't really looked at this in a while. Maybe just change things up, see if there's anybody better for any of these positions. Yeah, like here, we can get a better researcher, so might as well. And this guy here's, he's okay. We have another option, but he's a family member, so we'll keep him. Then we have Archimedes still here, just doing fantastic in our civic advances. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the offices and see if we want to make any adjustments here. So I feel like, again, we should really be focusing on trying to get somebody really good here if we can. I mean, this guy is decent. What about the statesmanship? He would not be good for as good as this guy for a little while. And you're only getting one extra point here, and he's a family member, so we'll leave him in place there. Here, though, I kind of do want to replace this character, and I'm fine with replacing him with a minor character. Yeah, just kind of fill these out so we can see, because I know that we have better characters available here. You get this guy's not even giving us any bonus for the health here. We'll wait to see what we want to do there. Let's go with some of the more important positions here first, because this guy's incredibly cruddy here. So let's go with, we can go with a level 10 guy here. And then over here, this position is not as important for me, so we're okay with that. And this guy's only slightly better, and they're appeased anyway. All right, so with that in mind, there's only one family, the Cornelii family, that is upset with us, and we can put this guy in place. All right, so just kind of rotate around those positions. There is a new set of laws available, the citizenship laws. The one we're currently getting is giving us a plus 5% national tax. These ones all have to do with the desired ratio in the cities. So you can have more freemen, more citizens, or more slaves. Probably would want to go with the citizens eventually. Yeah. But we're not going to change it up right now. Obviously, we have stability issues and political influence issues. The political influence so low, we couldn't change it up anyways. And then we have the new agenda, which with the Optimates is always to give holdings. And so I guess that's what we're going to do. Get the approval, though we might not need it. I don't really want to get the -50 approval either. Though at the same time, it's so high. Yeah, I guess there's really no reason not to. Yeah, let's just do that. Party approval is in a fantastic place. And get more gold here and higher opinion. And we've had a lot of years pass in this episode, guys. Quite a few. So I think... I mean, we're in a pretty solid position. Aggressive expansion is still a bit high, but I feel like this is enough, guys. These guys are done building the roads. Let's go and take them off. And that's enough peacetime, guys. We had a lot of peace here to burn off that aggressive expansion and get that stability issue fixed. We still have the problem with the loyalty in the provinces, of course. But that can be dealt with during the war, I suppose. All right, so let's go ahead and have... Oops, I don't want them. I want the fleet. Let's go and take them off the pirate hunting. They're up to 109 ships here. Let's go and move them over there. I want to see if there's any families that are almost... They're not. Let's say if we were sitting at 5 anywhere, then to get that that grateful bonus, then we could always like take a couple of ships out of here and give them up to a family. We can only do one. I think it's maybe one more position before we might be in an issue where you'd have to have like 5 positions for every family, or 4, whatever the next one is. I think it's 4. I think we have 3 right now for each family is what's required. So yeah, we want to, again, go with the Jupiter one. Get that aggressive expansion reducing as quickly as possible. And let's go and get these guys embarking, and then we'll have to pick up the rest of the troops as well. So we want to go and raise those up now. And we're doing pretty good on money here. And get ready for this conflict against the Carthaginians. So, I don't know, I'm looking at legions. We want to look at the levies here. And looks like we have war elephants. Yeah, 2 war elephants that we're going to get here. Oh, that's nice. And those are from the Carthaginians, guys, because they're integrated culture. And the Carthaginians, as levies, give up war elephants. That does mean we'll probably have less heavy infantry overall. But yeah, we're getting war elephants. That's fantastic. And in fact, we have like 3 of our levies, which will have war elephants. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I don't think we saw war elephants when we were fighting them. Yeah, we're going to take these guys. Let's go ahead and get them raised up. We're going to need probably everything that we have here. Though I would like to leave some... I'd like to leave something here. So we'll probably leave these guys. Yeah, we'll leave this one here. I mean, it's not much, but just in case. Again, 2,000 men is going to help us a lot. Africa, now we have a very large army that we can access here because we did integrate them. So that's going to be super helpful for the conquest of the rest of North Africa. So let's go to raise these guys up and raise these guys up and get them moving over here. And we do have a barbarian problem. That's a lot of men. We could go in and fight them. I doubt we would even get there in time, though. We'll start moving up there with the idea that we would attack them. Let's move these guys here. We're going to pick them up with the fleet as soon as they're done dropping these guys off. And we will accept that. And we move pretty close, or pretty quick because of the roads, but yeah, I don't expect we'll get up there in time. Alright, so we have a situation with a rival now. Let's go and move the fleet. Pick these guys up here. Although I thought I had moved them into a port, apparently not. And then what we're going to do is merge the Legion back together and go ahead and get a better commander here. He's just level 6. And it looks like Sextus is not as good as he was. Now, as far as loyalty goes, it's a little bit higher than it was. I guess that's what we want to look at here. Yeah, we don't really want that increased cohort loyalty gain chance. He's more likely to engage in pit fighting because he's brave. I mean, he's a good commander, but this guy's not bad either. So yeah, I think we're gonna go and use him. Oh, also another thing they fixed in the patch is the dedications are actually working. Apparently the dedications did not apply to the Legion. It wasn't working properly. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get him appointed there, and that's actually where we're gonna have to end the episode. So next episode, we're going to do the historical lecture on the Punic Wars, on a topic regarding the Punic Wars, and then we're going to declare war on Carthage and get our 3rd Punic War started. And hopefully we'll be able to get a good chunk of territory. We also need to get some territory here in Spain, which you can see that the Carthaginians are expanding there. So yeah, we do need to send one of our armies over there, actually. So make sure we can get that territory conquered. In fact, we'll probably send these guys here. Yeah, we'll have them go into to Iberia. And then these guys here will help us in Africa. We'll have 3 armies in North Africa, and that'll be plenty, since that North African levy is pretty large. So yeah, we're going to end the episode here. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.